On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to do a live unboxing of some of the new CGI He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures, including the new Battle Cat and Beastman. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glatfelter here. And yes, we are here to do a live unboxing and not Toy Geeks tonight. Because my dear friend and co-host of Toy Geeks, John, caught the Rona and is recuperating from a pretty bad case. Thankfully, he's on the upswing and not still in kind of the throes of it. Just it hit him really, really bad. He's been fighting it all week. So, you know, whatever you believe in, send in your good thoughts, your vibes, your prayers, whatever you want to do to John to wish him to get well soon. He is one strong, tough cookie, and to see how much this has brought him down is just kind of testament how deadly and dangerous this virus still is. But luckily, he is on the upswing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, John will be here next week. So, everybody in the chat right now, I hope he's watching. He's probably hopefully sleeping right now, but maybe tomorrow he'll watch this and he'll see everybody in the chat wishing him well and hoping for an absolutely speedy recovery for John, who really is such an integral part to Toy Geeks every Sunday night. And bummed not to get to hang out with him tonight, but very happy to still get to open up some toys and to hang out with all of you. And hopefully everyone can see how much we all love and care for John and hope that he feels better. So speaking of hanging out with y'all, let's say hello to the chat. And we got a ton of people here already. Michael Y. Gervais, Jeff Morris, Pop Actor is here, as well as Jason and Renders FX. And I did want to call out Jason's prediction here for the next Star Wars HasLab is going to be Star Wars Danny Trejo, and he comes with the Rancor as his accessory. I love that. Oh my gosh, seeing that just the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett was such a laugh, if you want to call it that, for the people that were get involved in the HasLab Rancor saga. John Rhodes, JMax77, Space Cowboy is here. Requisite joke about cardboard backdrop and bag of bones. Always. Toy and Fun, Mobile, Recluse, Brandon TV, VCG, Cosplay, Thanos Copter, as well as David V, Retro Action UK, as well as Nelson A, Alex Martinez. We've also have got none other than Justin, as well as All Music Fan. There are no Origins tonight. No Origins. We got some CGI He-Man here tonight. We've also got Brandon 3G. And let's see anybody. Or Comics is here as well. Overman, Map Room Gaming, Mecha Manblade, Michael Miller, JMT14, Black Box Studios, Live Action Star Wars is here. Yes, had a lot of fun joining their show this past week. Speaking of that third episode of Book of Boba Fett, go to Live Action Star Wars to watch me joining Ralph, my co-host for Screen Geeks, on our discussion of the third episode of Book of Boba Fett, which I liked, and then the rest of the crew didn't like so much. So definitely check out that channel if you haven't already. Michael Palmer, Geek Illustrator Dad, Free Reign, Toy Connections is here as well. Let's see. Ooh, it is going fast. Ryan Dole, good to see you, Ryan. Geek Illustrator Dad, Galactus Format, Cobweb, Hung Wen is here as well. I think the renders for Stanley's Toy Channel is here. Jump in General, good to see you again. Yeah, it is snowed in North Carolina. It kind of turned to rain, though, in Raleigh today. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I think. Oh, nope. Eternda's channel, as well as Chris Esposito. A lot of get well wishes for John, indeed. Yeah, exactly. Send all the good vibes John's way. I will say, though, I like this. Get better, John. Stump COVID. I love that. Love that. He was doing better today, but the poor guy, he had like an eye infection too on top of everything. Just, the sick hit hard. It hit hard. Oh, Bullwinkle 80 is here as well. Good to see you, Bullwinkle. Turtle Dave, John Faust, Dartherian, I think the Black Phoenix, toys that glow. Holy moly. Rosemont Car Company, Roberto Cologne. Packed house. All right. So since Toy Geeks got postponed or canceled this Sunday, I thought I was going to do a video on unboxing these anyway. But since we weren't able to do the live Toy Geeks, I figured, hey, let's open these new CGI He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures up with all of you. As everybody knows that watches the show, whether it was Screen Geeks or Toy Geeks, I really dig this new CGI Netflix He-Man show. I like them both. I like Revelation and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And so while originally I thought, this is the toy line I'm not going to collect. But in classic, toy collector, toy geek fashion, ended up picking up a whole bunch of these figures. And, I really like the smaller scale, like 10.99 figures. And, while they're a little sloppy on the paint front, I think they look good. If you watch the show, I think they're good representations of the characters. So I'm excited that we are getting more of them. And, a friend of the channel, Nerd Bombers, he has a shop now in Greensboro. So I was in Greensboro. We went to Monster Jam yesterday with my boys, who, of course, love monster trucks. And while I was there, I stopped by his shop, and he had a bunch of these new He-Man toys that I have not even seen yet. I didn't even think these were out in retail yet. And they just looked fantastic. And again, these are just kind of like out in the box. So you can just kind of look at the toy, even in the box. And so getting Battle Cat finally to go with the He-Man, I think is absolutely, it's essential. And I think Battle Cat's really cool in the new show. It's different. He's not, even though he's named Cringer, he's not the cowardly lion or cat, tiger that we've seen before. He's actually kind of wise and it kind of takes place of the Duncan role a little bit, since Duncan is young. But really cool character in the show. And when he's in Battle Cat form, while it is kind of very techno, very futuristic looking, maybe a bit more like the 2000X cartoon, I still really dig the look. He's a pretty awesome character in the show. So I'm excited that we're finally getting a Battle Cat. I'm excited to open that one up. Also, these deluxe figures, which I guess they're deluxe figures, these are coming in at $14.99, I believe. So the regular figure releases are like that $10.99 point. They're actually, I got the Sorceress as well. They're kind of in this packaging. These don't have any bubble, and they have actual action features, but they are scaled to about the same size as the $10.99 figure. So I think, just by first glance, you're getting more paint applications, maybe more accessories, and they have the power attack. So they have seemingly the kind of twisting waist function that is featured on these bigger deluxe figures. Actually, it's on this one as well. So I guess these are deluxe figures. Maybe there's more paint apps. I don't know. Mike was telling me these are deluxe. So or maybe it's just how they're releasing them now. I don't know. All I know is this Beastman looks amazing. It looks like really freaking good. So excited to add this one to the collection. Oh, I guess, no, these deluxe figures have the action feature. It's the big ones that aren't in the deluxe packaging that don't have the twisty waist action. So sorry, I got a little confused there. Yeah, I guess more paint and accessories. Yep. Bullwinkle 80, He-Man looks like Thanos. This is like, if you watch the show, King Randor kind of has a lot of arm, and it kind of looks a lot like this. So I don't know if they just kind of did this for fun, because he doesn't wear this armor in the show, or maybe this will be in season 2. I don't know. But still, it looks kind of cool. It actually has cloth goods cape as well. So I think maybe just getting the extra accessories, more paint applications. In this case, Beastman's a little bit bigger than your standard Buck, which is cool because he's bigger on the show. So yeah, I think you're getting a little bit more for that extra $4 or so, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. It's strange how only a couple hours away are figures still I can't find here. Nearly 4 months later, the line hasn't even run. It's kind of weird. It's kind of in this weird, or it was seemingly only at Walmart's. And I hope it starts to show up in more places. A couple Toy Geeks ago, we're talking about how, the Castle Grayskull should be showing up or maybe showing up this year. So, I really hope that this line starts to be more widespread than just the Walmarts that we're seeing it in the US. So we've got these deluxe figures. Also got the Sorceress, which I kind of dig the new kind of look and style. It's kind of Tila becomes the Sorceress. The figure looks all right. The character in the show looks freaking awesome. The figure so far in the box doesn't look great. So we'll see. We'll see how this kind of head dress looks on the figure. But just the head sculpt itself, it's okay. It's okay. But still, I needed a Sorceress. She's an integral character in the show. Or Tila, the Sorceress, is an integral character. And then the battle armor Skeletor, I thought I wasn't going to get it. But then once you see it in person, it's just got this amazing green just that really pops. I hope you can kind of see how cool it looks at home. And good to see you. Yes, have some an epic toy anxiety this past week. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't yet. Picked up a Grail in the USS Flag. But really, really fun episode. But yeah, so once seeing this, I don't know, I couldn't walk away from it. It's like it has this ecto-y green color. And so yeah, I bought this as well. But this is it. This is the last time I buy one of these big He-Man figures. That's not true. But anyway, all right. So that's what we're opening up here today. Rick needs a shout out. What did Rick say? I'm missing Rick. I don't see Rick. Anywho's. But glad to see everybody here in the chat. But anywho, all right. So let's keep moving here. Yeah, loving the green. I think it looks really good. The early 90s puke green, any of those like neon bright colors, I'm such a sucker for. An absolute sucker. Green definitely pops. Agreed. I hope they make green Ecto Cooler Skeletor in a smaller scale. Agreed. Because I really do want, because they did the disco Skeletor kind of with that bike, and I do really love just the regular Skeletor. I think he looks fantastic as well. But I would really love one in this colorway. Just give me all the different colors of the Skeletor. Have you seen all the voices? No, wait. Can you paint with all the colors of the Skeletor? All right. That's what we're working with today. Some deluxe figures, these new deluxe figures. This neon green Ecto Cooler Skeletor, Battle Armor Skeletor, this Sorceress, and Battle Cat. So the tradition here on the live unboxing is I let you tell me which one I should open first. I'm already seeing some people say Battle Cat's the first to open. So let me know in the chat right now, who should I open first? This is a toyocracy. You get to decide which one I open first. So we got at least one vote for the Battle Cat. Skeletor, taste the rainbow. Another Battle Cat. Okay. Do Cringer proud, Battle Cat. All right. That's what we're gonna start with. First, I need a little sippy sip. When I'm just by myself, I don't have as much time to take a drink, but I'm taking one now. Whatever you're drinking at home. It could be a LaCroix, a soda, a water, a tea, an adult beverage, whatever it is. Cheers to all of you out there tonight in Toy Geeks world land. So this box, I guess maybe I should clear out the back so it's not distracting. Let me put this out of the way. Let Cringer have his day. Change the camera angle just a little bit. It's a little bit more in frame, maybe. There we go. Okay. So this is kind of packaged open. I kind of dig everybody kind of moving away from the bubbles and stuff like that. I think the less plastic, the better. And maybe just because, one, it's less waste is better, but also just being a parent post-Christmas, like all of the boxes and bubbles and plastic all over the dang place after all the toys have been assembled. It's a lot. So the less of that we have to worry about, that would be nice. But anywho, So this is really the first kind of big beast in the line, I believe. And it's appropriate that it is Panther. I mean, it was kind of weird the first wave of these figures. We got those motorcycles that we didn't even see in the show. And so that's it, these little bands. So I'm really glad we're finally getting a beast that was actually in the show, an integral character in the show, in our hands. And this thing's awesome. Make sure there's probably just some directions in there. Let me double check. Yeah, it says directions. Just pull it up, maybe. Make sure there's not some secret accessories or something. But it says just directions. There we go. All right. Let's see how tough these Battle Cat directions are. All right. Take your He-Man and place him on the saddle. Oh, I guess the two little tunic parts go into these little slots right here. Hold on. I think that one definitely deserves that.
That's what she said.
And then, so I guess it kind of just fits in and locks in with the tunic there on the saddle. Boom. Seems simple enough. All right. Let's look at this figure. Let me change the camera a little bit. There we go. And this thing's, it has, hold on, sorry. It has an articulated jaw, which is awesome. Let me move this up just a little bit. Here we go. So it has a ball jointed head. The armor does not come off. So it is, you don't get, at least seemingly, yeah. So there is no kind of cringer mode and Battle Cat mode, which is a first, I think, for Battle Cat, which is a little bit of a bummer. But just given probably how integrated the claws are, because in the show, it's part of the story that he was declawed. And so the Battle Cat armor gives him his claws back, or these special claws. But yeah, so this is the first, I'm pretty sure the first toy Battle Cat that the armor does not remove, unveiling, your cringer underneath. So mileage may vary on your opinion on that. My initial take is I don't mind too much, but it does mean we'll need another cringer. It's kind of like if we get a really good cringer and it looks like cringer versus most Battle Cats, it's just kind of, it's still Battle Cat underneath. It doesn't really look like cringer. I think the Masterverse Revelation Battle Cat did a pretty good job where the face underneath did look like cringer. But it's still, when it was in Battle Cat mode, it didn't look as menacing. So, if we get two different versions, if we get Battle Cat all kind of jacked up with his armor and everything like that, looking really aggressive, and then we get a more stoic cringer that we saw on the show, I think that'll be okay. But kind of a shame and a bummer the armor doesn't come off. That being said, I think it looks awesome. The claws are a little bit more rubbier than usual, than the rest of the plastic. There's a swivel cut there. Ball joints right here at the leg. Another, full. Oh, it's almost like is a ball joint, but it must have like a spring in it or something that puts it right back into place. And also you have just a swivel cut on the back leg, as well as a ball joint here at the back, as well as just an ankle cut. I was like, are they giving this more ankle articulation than the not classics, the Origins one? But still, I think overall pretty good, like not bad. All things considered. Again, bummer. Oh, we also have articulated a ball joint on the tail to move that around. But yeah, I think just first take, I think it looks awesome. Like this thing looks really, really good. For me, the CGI Mattel He-Man line is hit or miss. Like some figures look really good, some are absolute trash. And so it's kind of a bummer when it doesn't work right, because I think the character designs are a lot of fun on the show. And But when it is done right, I think it's really cool. And I think Battle Cat's when you do have to get right. And I think they did a pretty darn good job. Let's check out the chat. Snell World, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Snell World. I trade a bunch of Funko Pops for a Super 7 Classics Motu Rebel Leader, He-Man, and God Skeletor. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Great pickups there. Also love that SR, was it 17? 71? I'm blanking now. Maybe they'll make a Cringer later when they release Prince Adam. That's a really great idea, VCG cosplay. If they gave us a 2-pack with Adam, who's probably a bit of a smaller figure, as well as Cringer, that would be really cool. Turtle Day, boo, we want Cringer mode all in one. I agree. Like, again, that's kind of every Battle Cat before has that option and that ability. So that is a bit of a bummer. Hung Wen, child safety, yeah, for the claws, for sure. Again, my kids running around with things and chucking them at each other. I do appreciate a little bit less likely to cause cuts and or pain. What's his action feature, Jay? Great question. He has a power attack with his claws. So that's that spring-loaded action. So you kind of pull it up and it comes down. So let's try this out on Skeletor here. And got him. It's all right. Is this a cartoon terror dog? No, it is this Battle Cat, Jason. Rubber, perfectly crumulent bird. Thank you. Strike Laser Claw. But yeah, I think overall it's a pretty good. Wish he was a little bigger. Well, let's see what he looks like once He-Man's on board. You're probably right though. Let's put He-Man on there. Again, if I was planning more, I probably should have like a bunch of different He-Man and Battle Cats. All right, so I've got to place the tunic as the directions say. I gotta kind of place the tunic in these little holes here. Add your own. That's what she says at home. And does it kind of just sit in? There we go. It kind of works weirdly. All right, let's see. Let's get him there. Let's move his legs out a little bit more. Oop, sorry. There we go. Legs. And there you go. The one thing about this camera is it always the focus, the autofocus, never wants to do them both at the same time. Unless I like backed it up a lot. But anyway, let me back up the camera just a little bit. And yeah, it's probably a little small. Like seeing like a glove. It's like a little small. But, if you kind of have them positioned for the back, I think it looks good. I don't know. It definitely is probably a little too small. But overall, I don't think it's like way too small. I mean, heck, the original one was probably scaled a little too small, as well as the 2000X one, I think was even smaller. So, I think it's, I think the Masterverse was the only one that was like really big, all things considered. But I think overall, I think it looks really good. I think the colors, everything really pop. I think the sculpting really works on the Battle Cat. And again, I think if you're a kid just playing with these at home, it actually holds on pretty well with that little kind of tunic clasping feature. So yeah, if you're trying to take out Skeletor, if your kids are like, it's able to do it pretty darn well. And yeah, so criticisms. Okay, criticisms. Can't take off the armor. And it's probably a little small. Other than that, I think it's fantastic. Great articulation, great colors, great paint applications. And yeah, so I think overall, I still think it is a buy. like his little jaunty bounces out. That's the little spring action there. Looks like he's riding his Labrador. Size doesn't matter. Exactly. Jason, I think it looks good. I've never seen one ride a battle kitten. What did I miss? John is sick tonight, so we are doing a live unboxing instead tonight. Battle kitten. Late to the party, our pre-orders going through for these. I'm not sure. I did not get these through Big Bad or anything like that. That's a good point from Gray Fox. Wouldn't it warp the tunic if you leave He-Man on there for too long? Probably. That's a really good point. Luckily, He-Mans are pretty easy to find at Walmart. So if you wanted to like leave one on your Battle Cat and leave one without a warp tunic, then there you go. Space Cowboy, it looks like it's a good scale. I agree. I think it looks fine. Honestly, again, vintage, the Battle Cat's a little too small. 2000X, the Battle Cat's a little too small. Classics, a little too small. Masterverse is the only one that kind of got a really big, beefy Battle Cat in recent memory. So I think this is, within line there. I still think it looks really good. So there you have it. The new CGI He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Battle Cat. And I'm so happy to have it. And I'm so happy that He-Man gets to ride his faithful steed into battle against Skeletor. We have not seen Panther in the show yet. I assume whenever we get to season 2, we'll get Skeletor, get Panther. Because I think, that's the one last thing missing here is we need a CGI version of Panther to go along with our Battle Cat. All right, so let's move along. Let me just put this side so we can do a big group shot later. All right, out of what's left, what should I do next? Should I do the Ecto Cooler Skeletor, the Deluxe Beastman, Deluxe He-Man, or that has to be disappointing Sorceress? See, Beastman next. Sorceress, Beastman, Skeletor. We got a couple Beastmans, Beastman, Big Dog Skeletor, another Beastman. All right, looks like Beastman. All right, tons of Beastmans. Live action Star Wars wanted Skeletor, but we'll go Beastman next, and we'll put He-Man with that Beastman as well. But we'll lead with Beastman because let's be honest, this thing looks awesome. Like this really popped on the toy shelf. Like it looked really good. Loved all the origin stories of the big bads in season 1. Really dug how they did Beastman. And this is the deluxe figures. So I think they're about $4 more. And they come with, again, more articulation. I think same amount of articulation, maybe more accessories and more paint applications. This Beastman has a ton of stuff going on. Paint applications, different molded color throughout all of it. It just looks really, really good. And it's bigger. It's much bigger, in terms of scale, which is cool. Like we're talking about scale. Like this is in the standard figure scale. And here's a Skeletor right in front of it. It's a decent size bigger than your other figures, which is really cool because he's pretty big and menacing in the show too, which is great. All right, let's see. So again, there's no bubble here. There's a shield accessory kind of trapped along the side here. Actually, I'm not like slicing accessory in half. All right, so we got this cool green translucent shield. I don't know what connects it here to the back. And that's it. And there's some tape on here. Oh, okay. For his trademark whip. So this is a little bit bummer because it's really cool in the show. This is kind of what gives him, there's like a talisman or something in the hilt of the whip that lets him control animals, right? That carries over from the original mini comics and show and stuff like that. So cool that that's what his whip does in the show. Would have liked a little bit more paint application here, but still cool that we are getting it. I I mean, they just and just have it be in that classic Beastman. Just I think his whip's always black, right? In the toy. Let me see if there's anything else hidden under here. Nope, that is just empty cardboard space. So don't stress out too much with taking that apart. You don't have to. All right. And then, oh, this thing is bulky. He has a lot of plastic on him. And so the question becomes is like, can he stand up under his own weight? A lot of it's the character designs of this show is top heavy, right? It's not as bad as maybe some of those Justice League Unlimited figures, just those Bruce Timm designs were also kind of top heavy. But my Trap Jaw, I would have loved to have had a Trap Jaw in this kind of deluxe format because the normal release of Trap Jaw is very underwhelming. And I think he should be in this scale as well, because like first impressions of this Beastman are freaking awesome. This thing is great. Again, not too much paint applications, but there's just a lot of molded plastic in different colors that gets it a lot of mileage in terms of getting the look right. Really, the only paint applications is right here on his tunic as well as his face. The rest of it's just molded in that color. But it just shows you doing that well covers up for the lack of paint applications. I think it looks great. So let's get his whip in hand here. Let's put his shield on. Just kind of, let's be honest, it's kind of a silly piece of plastic, but whatever. I guess it's a claw thing too or something. I don't know. It's not really holding on. Maybe I gotta put it back here. Right here. Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay. The articulation, it's just kind of swivel at the head. There's not, with the mane so large, there's not really a lot to do with it right there. You have a ball joint on the shoulders. There is no articulation at the elbows, which that's surprising. Again, with these gauntlets, maybe it was too much, but that's surprising. There's no articulation there. You have that kind of twisting waist action feature. And then which counts as the torso articulation, ball joints on the legs, and that's it. There's no articulation in the knees. Is there? Okay, there is a swivel here at the feet. You do have figure stand peg holes there, but hey, it holds itself up, which is better than I can say for that Trap Jaw figure. I know some people have had better luck with that Trap Jaw, but mine refuses to stand up. So yeah, this is, and everyone knows my table's a little bit more slick, and figures don't like standing up on this table very much. But man, look at this thing. It looks freaking awesome. And again, putting next to the Skeletor, like this thing just looks great. Again, I really want a Trap Jaw in this form factor, just because I think the regular retail release of Skeletor looks really good. The Trap Jaw was kind of meh. I want a Trap Jaw version, a deluxe Trap Jaw, because that's freaking awesome. Gray Fox asks, can Beastman ride Battle Cat? I doubt it, just because of the tunic and how much bigger it is. No Sentinel weak knees is a plus. That's true. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, again, I agree. He looks rad. VGC cosplay. I feel like Trap Jaw from this wave was good, but his feet are weirdly positioned to where he can't stand half the time. Exactly. And again, he comes in a little small to me, where he's kind of big and menacing like Beastman in the show. So really, and again, the Evil Lynn that I saw, her face paint or the paint application on the face were kind of jacked up, so I passed on her. But this is the first kind of villain figure outside of Skeletor that I think looks fantastic and really, I think, warrants a place on your shelf. It just looks really good. The colors pop, and really, I think he looks fantastic. It's really, really cool. Clarissa Ramirez asks, what do you think about this line? I dig it. I love the show, and I think that's why I'm buying the figures, because I really love the show. And so that's why I'm here. But they've done really well on some figures. This Beastman and the Battle Cat are a couple recent examples of when I think they're getting things right. And so it has me excited that if they keep moving in this direction, I think it'd be a really darn good line to collect. Snowward, I'm sorry I missed your super chat here, and I appreciate that very much. Any word on Revelations Panther? Not to my knowledge. We haven't had any Masterverse announcements with a Toy Fair getting canceled. I think that's who knows how they'll announce those things for sure. Thanks to Dave. I did get this super chat there for Snowword. I appreciate the call out there on that. Comics, definitely figures you can let your kids play with and not be scared if anything breaks or gets lost. It's very true. But Origins is that for me, because I think Origins too, I don't mind, like, again, when Zach's like, hey, can I play with Castle Grayskull on the figures? Like, yeah, sure, go ahead, go play with them. I don't mind that at all, because again, they're the thing with the older toys, and they just get brittle, right? And you just don't want them to break. So, these are the characters from the show that my kids like, and it's cool. There's another Netflix show they really like called Camp Cretaceous, and Mattel has done a fantastic job with the dinosaurs for both Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Legacy, and as well as the dinosaurs for Camp Cretaceous. But the human figures are not great, and they don't really put them out all that much. And so, again, that's another kids show where they're just not able to find the figures. These you can get at Walmart, but these aren't super easily available either. So I think that's the big bummer is, these are clearly for the kids, and the kids can't find them that easy. And especially, I'm a Toy Geek parent, so sure, I'm gonna go look and try to find all of these things. But to a normal parent that just doesn't care, and I don't blame them, they're just gonna see like what's there at Target, and they're just not at Target. And so I think hopefully in time, these will become more widely available, and not just at Walmart's. All right, this next one here is this He-Man in what looks like King Randor's armor. And who knows, maybe he'll wear the more Eternian royal armor at some point in the second season, but he did not wear this in the first season. Really estranged from his father. For the most of the season, it was a really neat storyline. I dug how they did the whole King Randor and Keldor and his transformation to Skeletor. Just really across. If you haven't watched it, yes, it's geared more towards kids, but it's still just a good show. Like, it's a good animated show. And yes, it is complete. Like, the designs are completely different, but it still like captures what makes He-Man great and what makes it fun. And it kind of updates it for the modern audience. So again, similar here to the deluxe Beastman, you get 2 accessories plus a bit more bulk to the plastic in the form of, I'm just going to call it the Royal Eternian armor, but scaled very similar to the He-Man that we've already gotten. It's the same action feature as well, so there's nothing new there. Bit of a bummer. There's no actual power sword with this deluxe He-Man. Again, I love that the normal retail release has, a 2 colorway power sword. Not even the deluxe figures have that. This He-Man, and you can see the size here in terms of comparison side by side. I like the skin tone a bit better on this one as well. I think the paint apps on the face look better too. You let me know at home. I'm trying to get them both in focus at the same time. I mean, actually, they're pretty similar, but this looks a little bit better than this one. But still, I really do like how this one turned out. And so similar articulation, but again, no articulation at the arm, which is similar to these figures. But unlike the normal release, which has this just kind of, it's ball jointed, but it's kind of swivel cut. You do get a little bit more range of motion on the arms, which is nice. The waist cut is just the action feature. And then we have the articulation here at the hip joints. Nothing. Oh, you do. Oh, okay, here we go. You do got a swivel at the knees, which is nice. And then we have a cloth goods cape, which is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad, actually. I've seen worse cloth goods cape. Actually, it's actually like a little bit more felty than some of the other ones that I've seen. more than the ones that we got in the Masterverse line anyway. So that's a nice little add-on there. Disappointment though is just the accessory. So there's this power sword, kind of flaming power sword accessory, but there's no power sword. So I guess this is just supposed to clip on his arm. And then the shield kind of clips on his arm. And there you go. So that's a bit of a bummer. I'm sorry. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but I feel like He-Man should come with a power sword. But there you go. There's your action feature there. And yeah. Looks cool. Again, without any kind of connection to the show at all, I don't know if I'll display this figure. I like the colors though. I think it looks good. Lack of power sword is a bummer. But I don't know, maybe my sons will dig this one more than me. I don't think this one's going to get added to my shelf. Again, unless I think John Faust has a great call out here. This may be a story arc for season 2. Agreed. Now, again, there's like some amazing storyline where, he puts on the royal attorney in armor and it's this really crazy thing. Then you best believe I'm going to really, want to have this in my collection. But until then, he's cool looking. Again, I love the fur here on the top. It looks cool, but it just doesn't have like any connection to me. But again, maybe for kids that just want a cool looking He-Man without a power sword, but this attachment that kind of looks like a power sword, then maybe this is for them. Yes, Grandpa Jay. Yep. When I was a child, you could buy He-Man whenever you wanted, and we were thankful. Anywho, all right. So there you go. There are the deluxe figures. In short, Beastman, fantastic. Ooh, I didn't even do the standing up test here with He-Man. Okay, there we go. We got him. So the Beastman, absolutely fantastic. I think jury's still out on He-Man. I think he looks good, but it'll be really curious to see if maybe this armor shows up in season 2. We saw a lot of the leaked lists. We talked about it on Toy Geeks a couple weeks ago, and we'll kind of see if that's going to come to fruition at some point. There you go. Give him the power sword from the translucent yellow He-Man, the P-Man. Yeah, great call out, Matt Broom Gaming. I think that's a good solution there. Flash, you buy He-Man and Skeletor anytime you want now, just not any other characters. It's very true. Even those wave 6 and 7 of Origins has been showing up a lot in Targets lately, so hopefully everybody's gotten them that's needed them. Chris says, when I was a boy, He-Man cost a nickel and came with 2 power swords. Oh my goodness. Happy Butters Blast. Sorry I'm late. Prayers and well wishes to John. Know what he's going through. Rona Kron is kicking my tail right now as well. Sorry to hear about that. Happy Butters Blast. Yeah, it is come through hard. It's come through fast. And again, yeah, our assumption is he got it at the toy show, but I was there with him. We were masked the whole time, vaccinated the whole 9 yards. And I got nothing. Keith, who's also right next to us, got nothing. John seemingly, I guess, if he got it from that weekend, unfortunately, drew the short straw. So hit him really hard. And again, hoping for a speedy recovery to all of our friends or friend to all of us here at Toy Geeks. Cobweb, mine came with half a power sword. That's true. That is true. COVID stump John. No. John's gonna stump COVID. All right. He's already on the mend. He's already on the up and up. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right. Those are your deluxe figures. Beastman, great. He-Man, we'll have to wait and see. Okay. 2 things left. Ectoglow, Skeletor, and the Sorceress. People in the chat, let me know. What should I do next? Should I do that sweet Ectoglow Skeletor? Where are you at, Skeletor? Here he is. Should I do Skeletor and or the Sorceress? Are we saving the worst for last? Ghostbusters, Sorceress. Ooh, this is Sorceress, Green Skeletor. Oh, this is close. Sorceress. Stop motion verse. I'm sleepy. I'm sorry. But then which one will keep you up more? Stop motion verse. Skeletor, Sorceress, the Sorceress. I have the Sorceress. She's actually a cool figure. Ooh, I think Sorceress. Sorceress is gonna win out. Green Sorceress, nice. Triclops. Sorceress, Megatron, Nickelodeon, Skeletor. All right, I think I'm gonna go. Ooh, Skelly. Ooh, I think I'm gonna go Sorceress, and then we'll close with. If you do Sorceress, I'm off to sleep. No, Rosemont, come on, you gotta hang on. You gotta hang. We'll do the Sorceress, and then we'll close with Ecto Glow Skeletor. All right. COVID hates me. Doesn't want to do it. Hey, listen, consider yourself thankful. But you're up in Canada. Like the whole state's been, our country's been shut down forever. So, probably just don't have a chance to get COVID there. All right. Where am I? Oh, there's my box cutter. Okay. Let's crack this thing open again. It doesn't look great. It didn't look great in the pictures. And again, the characters, I really dig the new Tila, and then her as kind of the new Sorceress in the show. I think all the characters in this new show. It's like new, it's fresh, and but still kind of evokes a lot of the lore and stuff from the originals. And again, some of the like the Evil Lyn just didn't look great. But again, the one that I saw and I didn't buy it, the paint app on the face was awful. So luckily, everything looks as it should. As I was picking them out, like the paint app looks pretty good across the board here. And she seems to have a lot of paint applications. This is, as far as I know, a standard retail release. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Even though she seems to have a bit more than some of the other figures I've gotten so far. I've not found the Orko yet. I think John got the Orko. I know Pixel Dan reviewed it too already. I really, really would like to get the Orko. I just have not stumbled across it yet, but hopefully in time I will. Again, my hope is it'll be more widely distributed, and I'll be able to find it because my kids love the new Orko, and I do too. He's awesome. Homie's right. I just can't get in this line. Listen, I understand, but yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I actually think that's the coolest Orko as of. I agree. So I really need the Orko. I want it. She looks like a Power Ranger. Listen, there's definitely a Power Rangers vibe to the new show, right? But I dig it. I think it's pretty cool. Agreed with you, stop motion verse. I love her wings in the show. Yeah, it's kind of like the universe in the wings. It's really cool. And she has kind of this effect where she can, like, if beams will shoot into it, I guess it goes somewhere else in the universe. It's a really neat feature in the show. Rosemont, not holding it back. Plastic packaging more interesting than the plastic figure. Come on, Rosemont. So angry. Storm definitely has Storm vibes. I could see that. Speeder King vibe. Yeah, if you watched the most recent Book of Boba, that definitely had some Power Rangers vibe as well. The Power Rangers is just the influence is strong. Her wand's kind of plain Jane, just in this gray plastic. And again, oh wow, that hair is long. It's just, I guess. So yeah, this figure has a lot going on, and I kind of dig because Evil Lyn has a similar type feature with her kind of like, I don't know, her headdress, but they just kind of put I think there's a sticker that they put on it. But here it's translucent plastic with some glitter thrown in there, which is kind of cool. So I think it's a pretty good job. And I kind of dig the hair too, like how it I think someone said in the chat, it's really long, but I like how it kind of transitions into this darker purple color. I think is cool. Which, hair that long means the head's not gonna move that much. But it's not bad. This cut here at the waist is ugly. But it does include the kind of the twisting waist action. But it does make that's an ugly joint there. I would maybe foregone the power attack to avoid that. So I think it makes her proportions look a little off. But still not as bad in hand as it looked in the packaging to me. I'm going to be completely honest. All right. How does it go like? I have completely forgotten how this. Okay, so it goes, hold on. It'll go like so. So that goes over the head. Okay. So this goes like this. And okay, that's kind of cool. That's neat. I mean, again, there's gold paint applications, good paint applications on the face. The headdress, the clear headdress, is translucent with the gold paint, which I think looks pretty cool. And you have the long hair with a transition paint application that I think looks really nice as well. And the staff is pretty plain, but really in a line where the paint applications are few and far between, Sorceress gets a good deal or a great many of them. And I'm sorry, Rosemont Car Company. I think it's not a bad figure. It has some problems. I do think the cut at the waist makes it look a little funky. And I think the staff is just too big. It looks clunky compared to the rest of the figure. It looks way too big. But overall, I think it's a pretty good looking figure. Now the question is, these are really thin legs. So can she stand up? Or is it like a lot of other Sorceress figures in the past? Let's see. She can stand. Gray Fox just can right about that. I'm gonna assume no. Yeah, I agree. Better out of the package. The whole thing looks way better out of the package. I get if it's still a pass for you. It's not perfect. It's not without flaws. But I still think, yeah, I agree. I like her better with the helmet. I do think it looks better. Yeah, it looks again. This looks much better out of the package. I thought it looked awful in the packaging. So, but we're not going to change Rosemont Car Company's mind. But I think it looks pretty good. Will she stand without the staff? Well, let's try it out. That's why we're here live. Let's see. Let's see if she can stand without the staff. Here we go. Do the wings come off? Yeah. It looks like it attaches back here, and you slide them out from the back. So yeah, you can just flare out the wings. But really, why would you? The wings look freaking awesome. I think I prefer the translucent plastic with the glitter in there compared to what they did with Evelyn, which again, it just kind of painted that kind of universe background into them. The playmate is a bit boring, but the wings make it better, and I think the paint applications there do make it better. So there you go. All right. You know what time it is? That's right. It's time for that Ecto-Cooler Skeletor. Closing out with the big guy. Again, I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more of these big ones, but when you got a figure in this level of green, you got to pick it up, right? Like I feel like it's mandatory. Jolly Rancher Skeletor. Oh my goodness. So this is Battle Armor Skeletor. So what does he have extra? He's got this kind of crazy headdress thing. It's in translucent plastic. He also has these claws. So it's a bit of Terror Claw Skeletor as well, which is kind of neat. He has the green Havoc staff. So there you go. Again, these battle armors, both the He-Man and the Skeletor, did not show up in season 1. So unless they show up in season 2, I think these are just kind of like for fun. Toys for fun. Who would do that? Stump that, John. Oh, next week, Slime Pit Skelly. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Now you're talking. Well, there's something you don't see every day. Ooh, Blight. Love that. Where did it go? Blight. There you go. Barcode on the front. I guess I didn't notice it. Yeah. Boom. Barcode in the front. Party in the back. No barcode in the back. Barcode on the bottom, though. All right. It's just in a bubble. A few bands to cut through here, so let's do quick work of that. Make sure I don't cut my finger off. People worry that I'm going to cut my finger off in these unboxings. I have not done that yet, but I did cut the tip of my finger off. Was it slicing ginger, I believe? Or is it this one? But luckily, it is fully grown back. The power of the human body. You can still kind of see it's a little flat. But so the injury did not occur while opening toys. It was grating ginger. Boom. All right, no bands to hold the Skeletor in. So you don't get these things expecting a lot of paint application. They're the most articulated and the least painted out of all of the CGI He-Man figures. And that's just what it is. And so I think really, in this case, they have to have really cool molded plastic colors to kind of entice you to jump in. The He-Man, which I've already opened up on the show a few episodes, I mean, God, that was a couple months ago, is in red and brown. It's kind of but this looks awesome. The Skeletor in neon green with some of his yellow, like his hand and his skull. The only paint applications, though, are right there. Are right there on his eyes. That's it. Those two little dots. And I guess, or is that a sticker? Okay, no, it is paint. I had to like look really close to my own eyes. No, it is paint with the two little dots. That's it. That's all you're getting for paint. Oops, I'm out of focus. Stop, spot focus. There we go. Oh, my camera's overheating. So hopefully I don't lose it. So let's do this quick. Anywho, all right. So his accessories look great. I love little snakes here on the claws. Let's attach that armor over the top. Ooh, he did the splits. Boom. Let's put these claws on. The terror claws. There we go. This doesn't want to attach on. Maybe I go. I don't know. There we go. This is like that. Boom. Okay. He kind of looks a little silly with all this stuff on. But still. Okay, the stupid claw things aren't attaching very well. It does good on his normal gauntlet side. So maybe I'll just leave, but it doesn't really work on the skeleton hand. And it looks, he has kind of a Batman, an early, Keaton Batman thing going on where it limits his ability to move his head around. So he does stand up, but it looks like he's going to fall over any second. So that's something to be aware of. But if you take off the front armor here, I think he looks really good just like this, to be honest. And maybe that means that's a waste of money. But still, I think it looks pretty darn good. All right. My camera's going to overheat any second now. So let's bring out what we opened today. We have the Ectoglow Skeletor. We've got the new Battle Cat. We've got the Sorceress, as well as the deluxe He-Man. Oops. Sorry, Sorceress. Deluxe He-Man. And this absolutely awesome Beastman. And so now it's time to determine the fave, not of the wave, but out of all these figures, it's really close. It's close between Battle Cat and Beastman for me, but I think I'm definitely going to go Beastman. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It's in scale with the other figures. I think this is a shelf game changer. And at $14, I think it's priced really well. I mean, heck, we're paying $28 for a dang 3 3/4 inch Boba Fett. This is $14, maybe $15 after tax. That's awesome. Can Battle Cat ride Ecto Skeletor? There you go. Nope. So there you have it. But I think Battle Cat a close second. I mean, these two are absolutely the winners for sure. I think they both look really, really awesome. But if I had to pick one, it's hard to pick one. But I'd probably pick Battle Cat. But I think, I'm sorry, the Beastman. But I think Battle Cat looks great as well. Two really great additions to the line that really kind of, again, can change the dynamic of your display. And yeah, I think it's really cool. Agree, top two. No other way. Battle Cat would have won if the armor came up. Ooh, good point, Turtle Dave. Yeah, I think the lack of removable armor is a bummer. So the Beastman has lower expectations set upon it, which is maybe not fair to Battle Cat, but still. And there you have it. There is this episode of a live unboxing on Geek Dad Life. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out. I know that it was supposed to be at Toy Geeks tonight, but John's still recovering. And again, send your well wishes, all the good thoughts and vibes you can his way. I know he is on the mend. I talked to him this morning. He's better, but still was kind of nowhere close to being ready to kind of talk for an extended period of time on a live stream. So hopefully back on the mend soon enough. And whenever we're back on Toy Geeks, we have a really awesome guest lined up. He fell ill the last week and couldn't do it. And then John was ill this week. And so hopefully, he got food poisoning last week. John got COVID this week. So hopefully I don't get sick next week and we can have our first special guest of 2022. It's a doozy. It's a doozy of a guest. So I'm really excited for when we do finally get to do that episode of Toy Geeks. And yeah, let's see. If this was Revelations J, I could see the confusion between Beastman and Battle Cat. Let's move on. Yeah, feel better, John. Again, yeah, stump that COVID, John. Indeed. Special against Dr. Fauci. Sending John those Melmac vibes. Thank you. Can you give us a hint? Well, I'll give you a hint. It is related to He-Man. And it is related to Netflix. Those are your hints, and really excited to and a true toy geek as well, not just somebody that's involved with the creation of some awesome He-Man or Masters of the Universe stuff, but actually just a big toy geek as well. So excited to have them on. Hopefully this next Sunday, as long as we all stay healthy or recover enough and stay healthy enough to have our normal Toy Geeks next week. This Space Cowboys, Natalie and Bruglia probably wasn't sick. Yeah, no, she's never sick. Not Pixel Dan, but we do need to get Pixel Dan on this year. I need to send him an email. Absolutely need to have him on. Just an absolute legend. Not Kevin Smith, but close. You're kind of on the right line there. Not Scott Knightlick either. Even though Scott is a friend of the channel as well. We've had him on before. So if you can go watch that interview from 2 years ago. He was actually our first ever guest was Scott Knightlick way back in 2020. Rosemont, another epic video, Jay. Always were staying up till 3 a.m. in the UK. Woo, for you UKers that stayed up with me, thank you so much. I don't know if I was worth it, but happy to hang out with all of you. Is it you? No, it's not you, Ralph. I'm sorry. You just have to wait. You're just gonna have to wait and see. KO Silva, nerd. Look who's talking. That's all I'll say. Luke Skywalker. Listen, you'll see it. Is the Havoc staff same as a smaller version? No, it is bigger. I mean, the mold is the same, but it is definitely bigger. If you're asking if it's the same mold, it is a lot bigger. Not Brian Flynn. Well, listen, you'll see it once you see the thumbnail go up. Maybe I'll do a little bit earlier. I usually do around 7 o'clock on Sundays. Maybe I'll do a little bit earlier so we can let the cat out of the bag. But it should be a lot of fun nonetheless. All right, my camera's been overheating now for over 10 minutes, so it could go out at any time. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoy these figures. And stay tuned to the channel. I got to do a review on this because I got this too, the Power Sword. I picked up as well. So it probably wouldn't be as fun to open up here on the show. I might do a little bit of more of a review with that. So be on the lookout for that, as well as showing how I stored all of my Motu or my original vintage Motu figures and replaced them with Motu Origins, and much, much more. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell icon to notify when the latest episode of Geek Dad Life drops. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that like button. Where is it at? It's probably right there. Hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. And until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great night. Take care and have a great start to your week.